What it do, baby? Okay. Wow, this has been a fucking week. This has been a bizarre week. A lot of things have happened in the last few days, and a lot of things have happened just in the past couple hours, which I will be talking about further into this today. So let's go ahead and start off, of course, with our fragrance of the day. Hello? I literally can't. Actually, no. Before we get into fragrance of the day, I need to talk about this situation that's going on here. Okay, we're not going to talk about how my hair looks. It's very flat and I feel so gross right now. But I just came out of the shower and I was going to blow dry my hair to get my little swooshes, as I usually fucking do. Tell me why I still have little white flakes in my hair from the slick back that I did. Got to be glue spray. Count your fucking days. Count your fucking days. Because what do you mean? Every single time I get in the shower, I wash my hair twice. Okay. And today I washed my hair with my regular shampoo once. And then I washed it with a detox shampoo that is also a scalp scrub. And when I use my scalp scrub, I make sure that I get every single granule out of my hair. Okay. So I don't know what went wrong. I also did conditioner and I did a new mask that I just got. It's the Redken All Soft mask, and my hair does feel very soft right now, but it looks horrendous. Okay, so if you see white flakes in my hair, mind your fucking business, okay? And it's probably gonna be a bandana week for me until I feel like washing my hair again, because I do not want to get back in the shower and wash my hair. And that's why I love bandanas, which, by the way, can we talk about the fact that Starbucks changed their dress code? Which, listen, I don't work at Starbucks anymore, but all of my friends still do. And they were telling me about the dress code, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? The fact that you cannot wear bandanas anymore, low-key feels a little bit racially motivated. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, and all of my friends are saying the same thing, because we're like, what the fuck? Like, it's just so weird to say, like, oh, you can't have bandanas, when every single time I walk into a Starbucks, whether it's my old store or literally any Starbucks that I have ever gone to, there are always baristas wearing bandanas, because it is an quick and easy way to get your hair out of your face and to put it up so that you don't have to worry about it. It's within health code. It's not a health code violation. So it makes no sense that they would even do that, and that annoys me. Okay, so in solidarity, I will be wearing my bandanas this week. So to all the Starbucks workers, I apologize, because that dress code change is absolutely insane. Bonkers, even. Okay, so what else did I want to talk about? There's a lot that happened. Okay. We'll get into fragrance of the day. So as you can see, we do have an extra friend here today, and that is going to be Method Body Wash. Not sponsored, but I would like to be, okay? Because I needed to get a body wash. I wanted just like a regular body wash just to like smell good, because usually what my base is I just use like a Dove bar soap, and then I scrub my body and I double cleanse my body, and then I use Panoxyl for my back because I'm a back knee girly. And I wanted something to go like just like on my chest and arms so that I can use it to layer with my fragrances. When I tell you, this smells exactly like the Billie Eilish one perfume. It is insane. And it's because it's like a vanilla musk and cocoa sort of thing. This is musk, right? Or is it creamy vanilla? Yeah, creamy vanilla cocoa musk. And it's only limited edition. You're telling me that this is going to be my favorite new body wash and this is limited edition? I'm going to need you to go ahead and put this on the roster 24/7, because it literally, oh my God, it smells exactly like the Billie Eilish one. Oh my God. It's uncanny. I wish there was smell-o-vision so that you could like smell this too, because it's literally carbon copy. It is so good. So I'm going to talk about the notes of Billie Eilish one. I feel like I should talk about the notes again every episode, which if you've seen my other episodes, I apologize that they're getting repetitive, but we have to be, conscious of the people that may be just joining. So for this, top notes are sugared petals, mandarin, warm berries, and middle notes are creamy vanilla, soft spices, and cocoa. Base is sleek woods, warm musks, and tonka beads, and it's the fragrance family is amber gourmand. And then for this, it says smells like a sweet jazzy trio of creamy vanilla, cocoa, and musk. That's pretty much all it is. So it's like mostly like the mid notes of this, but my God, oh my God, It smells so good. I just want to like sit here and keep smelling it. I wish that this candle smelled like this too, low-key. Oh, it's like crack. Oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, anyway. So there's a couple different things that I wanted to talk about today. One of which that literally just happened a couple hours ago, okay? Not even an hour ago. Literally right before I started filming this. As soon as I got out of the shower, I saw that this happened and I was like, what the fuck? So I got a DM from this girl. I'm going to go ahead and shout her out because she was the first person to recognize it, and the fact that she immediately like sent it to me, love her for that. Her name is Georgette Zanthaki. I'm so sorry if I'm getting that wrong, but this is her. I don't know if you can see. I'll add a screenshot so that you guys can actually see. So she's a real one. I'm actually going to follow her because she's a real one for that. So she discovered this scam that somebody was using my video, my most viral video that I have on my TikTok, and using it to promote their own product, okay? So the video that I had made was about the Kodak Pix Pro FZ45, and I bought that camera, and I was gonna review that camera. I made that video like right before, or not right before, like a week before I actually received the camera, which, oh my gosh, the comment sections of every single one of my videos was like, we need a camera update, we need a camera update. But it got, I think it's over like 11 million views now, and I don't remember how many likes, to be honest, I haven't checked. But it's my most viral video. And this account, this girl sends it to me and says like, hey, this account is using your video. And it's this random, you know what, I'm not gonna say random, I'm gonna name drop them, because what do you mean? This is like literally the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. It's called the Aura Cam, and they have 14.3K followers, and I'm wondering like, how are you accumulating these? Like, are you paying for your followers? Because this does not make any sense that that you have this many followers if you're scamming people. You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, they've been using my video, which I'm really fucking annoyed about, and I don't know if I would be able to take legal action for that, but listen, if I can, if you're gonna use my face, you're gonna pay me, okay? I'm also not sponsored by Kodak. I just really, really like that camera. And so it bothers me that they were doctoring my video in order to sell their product, which is probably not even close to comparable to the actual camera that I was talking about. So, yeah, really upset about that. I posted it all over my socials, and I was like, if you guys see this, report it, like block this account. I did not approve of this. I did not consent to this. Like, this was not okay. And I understand that this happens to people, like especially like bigger influencers all the time, but do not use my face, okay? If I want to make one thing abundantly clear to any brand that is planning on doing something like this, if you use my face, you will be called out. Okay, so let's not do that. We're not gonna use Ava's face to sell a scam product, all right? Okay, so there's that. Oh my God, I'm like dry mouth like hell right now. My apologies. But also my Ren Faire outfit came in. I'm so excited. So my friend Lily's birthday is coming up, and she decided to, like, for her birthday, instead of having a party, we're all going to go to Ren Faire together. I have never been to Ren Faire before, so this is going to be my first time, and I am so excited because I've always thought, like, it would be so much fun to do something like that. Like, we already, as a friend group, get dressed up in, like, themes for every single one of our birthday parties, which I can touch on a little bit, but I feel like there needs to be an episode completely dedicated to, like, the Pookie birthday parties, okay? Because our birthday parties, oh my God, we eat that shit up every single time. We fuck up a theme, okay? So I was like, I really want to just, like, get dressed up for Ren Faire. I want the corset to, like, push to push the girlies up, and to, like, I don't know, I want to be, like, selling the fantasy, you know what I mean? And so I decided the train's coming by. Girl, shut up. I'm talking. But anyway, so I decided for Ren Faire to make a necklace, to make a necklace, and I'll add a picture right here as well. I am so happy with the way that this necklace came out. Oh, I should probably tell you, I'm going as a pirate, okay? Apparently the pirate theme was last week. Did not realize that Ren Faire has themes. I thought you could just kind of show up and whatever, so missed the pirate theme. I don't know what the theme is the weekend that we're going. But anyway, so I made that necklace, and I also made some earrings to go with it. I don't know if I took a picture of them, but if I didn't, maybe I'll add a picture. We don't know, but the earrings match the necklace. And I've never made a necklace before. I ate that shit up. I ate that shit up. It looks so good. So basically what I'm doing for the pirate costume is I'm going to have, you know, like the classic like white dress that has like the frills, not frills, but like layers, I guess. I don't know. And then I got like the utility belt thing so that it has like the skirt hike, and then it has a little pouch to put my phone in. I also got a sword. Don't know if I'm allowed to bring that in or not. So that one will be hit or miss. We'll see. I did not do research prior to that, and I probably should have. But I'm also going to have a dagger on my thigh. I got like a garter that has a dagger on it. And it does look very costumey, so I want to see if maybe I can find like a big gem to put in the center of it, because it has just like a skull and crossbones that are like very cartoonish. And it's just, I don't know, like when I looked at them, I was like, I feel like I could have just made this. Like I could have just made this myself, but I didn't have time. I just wanted to order it just so that, you know, it was quick and easy. So I also have a really nice corset to go over it. I have it in 2 sizes. I haven't tried on the medium yet, but I feel like the large size was not like cinching me in as much as I wanted to be cinched. So I will test out the medium just to see, but with my IBS, it is very hard to have tight clothing and not have a flare up. And I would rather not be shitting my brains out at Ren Faire. So I'm, you know, gonna work on that. I also got these arm cuffs. I don't think I'm going to use them though, because I want my tattoos out. And I also don't want those tan lines. So I might give it to my fiance because I think he's wearing a long sleeve, or I don't know. Maybe it could work for his outfit. I don't think it's going to work for mine, but it came with the utility belt. And then I also got a pirate's hat, and then I got like a little like bandana thing that I think I might wear, depending on how hot it's going to be. But it looks like the weather is going to be, I think when we check the weather, is going to be 69 degrees. So it's going to be a good day. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to be going to this. So I also kind of want to touch on like a couple of the themes that me and my friends have done. I'll just talk about my birthdays because I don't want to spoil the rest of it, you know, all of the other parties that we've had. But for my past 2 birthdays, I used to hate my birthday like a lot, and we'll get into that lore someday. But the birthdays that I spent with my friend group now have quite literally been the best birthdays of my entire life. Like, that is not an exaggeration. I love my friends so much, and I just absolutely adore the way that they treat me and like how loving they are. And I love my friends. I love my Pookie so much. And so for my birthday, for my 23rd birthday, the theme was, or the title of it was, Nobody Likes You When You're 23. And everybody came as rock and roll legends. I will also add some pictures for this because I was Jimmy Page, okay? And you see this jacket? You see that jacket? I bedazzled that shit myself, okay? And I did outsource to my friend Jam to draw it out first because I was like, I don't trust myself to do all that. So thank you to Jam for drawing that out for me. And then I bedazzled that myself. It took hours. It took literal hours. It took a lot of back pain. But, you know, and a lot of fumes from the glue, which is probably, you know, contributing to my memory loss a little bit. But nonetheless, was a great outfit. Slayed. I absolutely fucking love this outfit so much. My hair was low-key kind of giving like Ziggy Stardust, like David Bowie. But I wanted like a ginger mullet at the time. I don't know why. I ended up, I don't know. This hair color just did not fit me the way that I wanted it to. And it kind of bothered me that it didn't fit me because I've always wanted to be like kind of like strawberry blonde, gingery, like sort of vibe. That did not work. Dark ginger looks pretty good on me, but this was just, that hair color was not it. So like literally a couple weeks after my birthday party, I dyed it pink, and I was like, okay, I feel better now. And then that kind of started me like dyeing my hair all the time, like all throughout the year of 2024. So then this past year, oh, also, since I'm a New Year's baby, my birthday is 111, 101, baby. And so I throw a New Year's Eve party for my birthday party. And I kind of want to be known for like my New Year's Eve / birthday parties. You know what I mean? So this last year, I did 24 at the shore because I turned 24, and it was Jersey Shore themed. And I came as Snooki. We made a bunch of TikToks. We literally made an entire episode of 24 at the shore, okay? That is going to be on my other YouTube account, Ava Lisette, okay? 24 at the shore, oh my God. I watch that when I'm sad. It's about 17 minutes long. And I'll watch it when I'm sad because it's literally like it just puts me in a much better mood. I don't know, like, just seeing the way that it all came together, like, the storyline, like, we had tea, we had drama, like, we had confessionals, we had a fight. It was so good. Like, I am so proud that I was able to, like, do that for my 24th birthday, because now I forever have, like, this amazing video that I made with, like, all of my loved ones. And it's just something that, like, I can cherish forever. So I'm just, I love it. I love it so much. So those were the last two party themes that I had. And I am so grateful for my friends, and I'm looking forward to the future birthdays that I'm going to have with them. So, yeah, I love my friends so much. Okay, so we are going to segue into something a little more serious. And if I cry, my apologies, but I am a Pisces moon, so I do be crying when I get, deep into thought. And we are going to be talking about something a little deep today. I don't know if I want this to be the main topic or if I just want to touch on it kind of shortly. I don't know. We'll just see how I feel. But today is April 17th, and I'm, procrastination final boss. I'm literally filming this and putting it out in the same day because I've been procrastinating it all week. But yesterday was April 16th, and April 16th is the day that my grandfather passed away. And he passed away in 2013, so it has been 12 years, and I was 12 years old when he passed away. And yesterday, I was hit with that reality. Girl, train's going by again. Sorry. I was kind of hit with the reality that I've grieved you for longer than I've known you, and that, oh my gosh, it hit me really, really hard yesterday, because I had a very, very close relationship with my grandfather. He was, oh my God, he was like my everything. I'm already starting to cry. It's fine. But I always say, I was not a daddy's girl. I was not a mommy's girl. I was a grandpa's girl, because my grandpa, he loved me so much, and I loved him. He was my best friend, and he used to spoil the fuck out of me. He spoiled me all the time, and anytime, I would get a new dress or a haircut, I would be so excited to show my grandpa. And I would, twirl around in my little dress, and I'd be like, Grandpa, look at my new dress. And he'd be like, oh, it looks so good, mija. You look so beautiful. And he had, this very, raspy voice. And I miss his voice. I feel like that's one of the things that I miss the most about him was his voice. And my sister made a post yesterday about my grandpa, and one of the things that she said in it was how he always used to hog my nanny's homemade tortillas because they're so good. My nanny is my dad's mom, so that's his wife. And it was just I don't know, these memories of him all kind of hit me yesterday, and they're all kind of hitting me again right now. Motherfucker, why are there so many trains going by today? I'm so sorry. But yeah, we, there's so many things that anytime I see something about my grandpa, he's always with me, all the time. And I have a couple tattoos for him. I have this white butterfly. Well, it's obviously black ink, but anytime I see a little white butterfly, I'm always like, oh, hi, Grandpa, and it's my whole family does it. Anytime we see a white butterfly, it's oh, Grandpa says hi, Grandpa's coming to visit. And then I also have this tattoo for him, too, that's just his name, and then, when he passed, and his birthday and everything. And the white butterfly thing, too, it came up the other day, because my little brother went to his prom, which is another thing that I'm also what the fuck? That's so crazy. What do you mean my little brother is turning 18 next month? That is not real. Time is not real. What do you, because in my head, I feel I always see my little brother as this 7-year-old little kid, a baby, I feel when I think of my little brother, I either think of him when he was 3 or when he was 7. Like, there's like no in between. And just the fact that he's growing up and he's becoming like a young man is so weird. Like, he's taller than me and he has facial hair, and I'm like, this is so gross. Like, what do you mean? That's so weird. That's so weird. But anyway, we were all, you know, in the front yard taking pictures for him and his girlfriend, who I love, for their prom and his friends and everything. And we saw a white butterfly while, you know, he was taking his prom photos. And I was like, oh my God, like, Grandpa is just, he's always here. He's always watching. He's always looking after us, you know, like, he's always present. And I feel like that is the best way to, you know, commemorate him, is just by keeping his spirit alive in that sense. But my God, I just, like, I know it's been 12 years, but I miss my grandpa, like, every single day. Every day. I loved him so much. But my God, I was not expecting to cry this much, so my apologies. But I just, oh my God, I literally just, I can't. Sorry, let me gather myself for just a second. Okay, so a couple other things about my grandpa. Like, recently I started doing like an ofrenda for Dia de los Muertos, and again, don't talk to me about my Spanish. I know it's bad, but every year, I just, like, more recently, like the past 3 years, ever since I've had my own apartment, I put up an ofrenda for him, and I put juicy fruit and Tootsie Rolls out for him. Because those, like, oh my God, he loved juicy fruit and he loved Tootsie Rolls, and he used to keep Tootsie Rolls in his underwear drawer. And when I was little, like, you know, my nanny would tell me, like, okay, like, no more sweets. And then he'd like, Mia, come here. Like, you know, and he'd pull me into his room, and then he'd grab, like, 2 Tootsie Rolls from his sock drawer, his underwear drawer, and then hand them to me. And then I'd be like, okay, like, thanks, Grandpa. Like, you know, like, just, like, I have to, like, be hush-hush about it, you know? And it was just, like when I think back to that, it was just, like, such, like, a sweet little moment. And every time I eat Tootsie Rolls, like, I think of him. And Tootsie Rolls are, like, literally one of my favorite candies because of him. And it's funny, too, because people always say, like, Tootsie Rolls are fucking nasty. Like, that's, like, old people candy. And I'm like, listen, I have an old soul, and my grandpa's part of that reason. So, I love Tootsie Rolls so much. And juicy fruit, I'll buy a pack of juicy fruit for, you know, every year for Dia de los Muertos, and I'll have some, and it just, every time, just, like, that flavor just automatically reminds me of being a little kid, and being in their house, and, you know, just, there's just so many memories. I feel like smells and tastes, like, bring back so many memories for me. And also, like, the smell of blueberry waffles, like the Eggo blueberry waffles, reminds me of, like, going to my grandparents' house early in the mornings, because my parents had to work. They would drop us off, and then my nanny would make us, you know, some Eggo blueberry waffles, and I would wake up to the smell of that, and then I would walk into the kitchen, and my grandpa would be sitting there with his coffee and his hot cereal. He always had hot cereal, which I thought was so gross. He had his hot cereal, and then he had his medicine bottle in front. His medicine, like, he had, like, a big box of all the medications that he had to be on, because he had a lot of, like, health problems. And a newspaper. And I just remember every morning just that, and just, I'm going to start crying again. Just thinking about that, like, just that, the entire, like, feeling that invokes for me is just so warm. It's just so warm. Even the lighting, like, I don't even know, like, because I have very, very, like, vivid flashbacks. I have PTSD, but, which, you know, sucks when it's something traumatic, but it's also kind of, like, beautiful that I'm able to, like, really fully, like, immerse myself in that moment again whenever I do get these, you know, feelings, or, like, these sort of, like, flashbacks. I do have positive flashbacks too, And that's one of them. I cherish those like so much. And every time I go to the, oh my God, I'm getting so congested. Like, if I don't blow my nose, I start to sound like so congested. So my apologies for that. But every time I go to the beach, I think about my grandpa. My grandpa was a Leo. His birthday was August 10th, and he loved the beach. And when we had his celebration of life, it was like beach themed. We didn't have a funeral. We had a celebration of his life, and everybody like dressed up in like as if they were going to a cruise, because he loved cruises too. And at his celebration of life, my sister and I sang "I'll Be Seeing You" by Billie Holiday. And yesterday, it already the harsh reality of like, oh my God, my grandpa's been gone for 12 years, and I was 12 when he passed away and all that. I was watching Severance with Tyler, and in the episode that we were watching, "I'll Be Seeing You" starts playing, and I was like, no! Oh my God, you can't do this to me right now. But it also just felt like that. I don't know. Like, I just feel like my grandpa, he's just always there. He's always there in any way, shape, or form. Like, there's certain songs that will remind me of him, certain foods, certain smells. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's so many things. I could talk for hours about the things that remind me of my grandfather. Oh God, I don't know. He was my everything. And I love my grandpa. I love him so much. There was something else that I wanted to bring up too. Give me a second. I gotta think. I gotta think about this. Hold on. Okay, so every year on my grandpa's birthday, he gives us something for his birthday, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like he always gives us like a little gift every year on August 10th, right? And so I believe in 2021, he gave me my cat, Zoso, my sweetest angel baby. I love her so much. She is like the chillest cat I've ever met in my entire life. And she's a Taurus, and I love her so much. But yeah, we found her August 10th. She was a malnourished kitten in my parents' garden, and she was just skin and bone, poor baby. But now she's a chunky girl. She's well fed. She's my chunky girl. I love her so much. And then in 2022, I believe, or 2023, I can't remember like the exact timeline of all of these happening. I have a terrible memory. I'm so sorry. But my cousin, who I don't know if she wants her name or her son's name put out there, so I'll just call her B. And then her son, I'll call Larry. So my cousin B was pregnant with her first baby, Larry. And I texted her little sister, my other cousin, I'll call her BB because they all have B names. So I'll call her BB. So I texted BB a couple days before Larry was born. And I was like, hey, this is very random, but I just had a dream about Grandpa. And I think Larry is going to be born on Grandpa's birthday. And then that day comes, August 10th arrives, and I wake up to a message from BB saying like, oh my God, Ava, you were right. B just had Larry this morning. Like, she was like freaking out. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a prophet. Like, it was crazy. It was literally insane. But that was like probably like the best like gift we could have gotten. Our whole family could have gotten from him, because that was, Larry is the first great grandbaby. So that would have been my grandpa's first great grandbaby. And I feel like me and B, Larry's mom, have both specifically had a very close relationship with our grandpa, because she's the oldest. She was the first grandbaby. And I was the first grandchild that he was sober with, because alcoholism kind of runs on my dad's side. And I was the first grandchild that he was sober with completely. And I feel like he was just a lot more present for me. So I feel like that's why the two of us have a much stronger like connection, if that makes sense. Like, obviously my other, like my siblings and, cousins also have a strong connection to him as well. But I don't know. I feel like I was on another level. You guys can't reach my level. All right. Not like it's a competition, but it is. But anyway, so, yeah, that was 2023, I think. And then what else happened? This apartment that we're living in right now was available on August 10th. And I was like, Okay, that is crazy. Like, I literally, we were apartment hunting because we had just moved out of our last apartment, and we were moving in with our roommate, Carly, and we were saying, like, we were looking around at all these different places, touring all these places, and then this place said, like, okay, so this unit is going to be available on August 10th, and I was like, oh, okay. So this is the place. This is absolutely the place. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. This is the place that we're going to live in, that we have to be in. And this is the place that we're at. And so I feel like my grandpa gave this to me as well. So a cat, he gave me a cat. He gave me this apartment. He gave us the first great grandbaby. And there was something else that I can't remember what happened on, I want to say 2023. I can't remember what it was, but I know it was something. I have the worst memory. I've got the memory of a goldfish, so I literally have no idea. But anyway, that was my whole spiel about my grandpa. I just love my grandpa so much, and I will forever, carry on the memory of him. And I feel like yesterday, like, the grief hit me really hard, where I was like, it almost kind of felt like I was grieving for the first time all over again. But I feel like today I kind of accepted, like, you know what, like, I can be grateful for the time that we did have, because my grandpa had a lot of health issues, and I think he was supposed to pass when I was like 2. Like, he had a lot of health scares, and I think around my age of 2, he almost passed away, or just had like really, really bad health. I can't remember exactly what it is. But I got 12 years. I got 12 years with him. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that he was my best friend, and I'm grateful that he played such a big role in my life. But yeah, that's all I have to say about my grandpa for now. I probably will mention him at some other point in other episodes. So my apologies if this got a little too deep, a little too raw for a second, but yeah, it was a lot. It's been a very emotional week. And then there's also just kind of stuff going on, like, in our friend group and stuff, that's been a little stressful. But again, I don't want to talk about that, because, that's my friend's personal business, and I don't want to speak on it unless, I have permission to do so. But the other thing I wanted to talk about as well, because I made a TikTok about this the other day, has to do with our menstrual cycles. Because I learned about this. I know that this is a very random segue to be like, oh, like, grieving about my grandfather, let's talk about uteruses. I don't know. But this is something that I originally wanted to talk about earlier in the week. And then when, reality struck with my grandpa, I was like, okay, I need to talk about this. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about our menstrual cycles and cyclical living. Now, this is something that I learned from a podcast that I love, that I listen to all the time, called The Law of Attraction Changed My Life with Francesca Amber. Absolutely love that podcast. If you are into manifestation, if you're spiritual, if you're looking to do more things like self-help and spiritual wellness, general wellness, that's not super like right-wing pipeline sort of vibe. Like, she's definitely does not give that at all. She's a single mom of 3 girls, and she's manifested all of these crazy things for her life, and I admire her so much. And I actually have her gratitude book as well. And she put me onto a lot of gratitude practices, and what's it called? She has like a book club that with like all these different self-help books that I've gotten. I haven't joined the book club because I cannot read that fast. I have to read at my own pace, so I have not joined the book club, but I would definitely recommend checking that out if that's something that you're interested in. But today I wanted to talk about cyclical living, because this is something that I learned from Francesca Amber's podcast, and I started to implement it into my everyday life. And when I tell you, I feel like everything started to make sense, because I did not realize that there are 4 phases to our menstrual cycle. It's not just the menstruation and ovulation, okay? And I feel like recently people are starting to talk about this more, which I'm happy to hear about. But our menstrual cycle is 4 different phases. I have my iPad here with all my notes that I took back when I was watching or listening to this podcast. So we have what are called the menstrual phase, right? And then we have our follicular phase, our ovulation, and then our luteal, okay? And so she breaks them down into seasons of the month, if that makes sense. So you want to look at each stage as if it's like the 4 seasons, and we'll get into that as well. So I have this on my calendar, and there's this app that I use. I'm also not affiliated with this app. It's called Stardust, where it tracks your cycle with the moon phases. I'm also big into the moon too. One day we'll also talk about my moon rituals. Like, we'll go into details about like moon rituals. But I started to do moon rituals because of this podcast. I started to do cyclical living, and I truly feel like it did change my life. And she said it would. It's in the title. Law of Attraction changed my life. It absolutely does. But anyway, cyclical living. I feel like a teacher right now. So the menstrual phase, right, is considered our inner winter, right? So in the winter, you want to think about it like, okay, we're kind of like bringing ourselves in. We're going to be like indoors more. We're going to be taking care of ourselves. We're going to be keeping warm. We're going to be doing all these sorts of things, right? Light a fire. And this is the time where you really want to focus inward and focus on, let me see. What did I write in here? I think I just put it's time to nourish yourself. It's a really good time for just general self-care. Take a bath. I know it feels weird to take a bath on your period, but it is like if you take an Epsom salt bath during your period, I'm telling you, it does wonders for like cramps and just general body pain. I love Epsom salt baths. I vouch for those all the time. I love them so much. But you want to really focus on taking care of yourself, and you don't want to do too much like action during this phase, right? Because I started to utilize cyclical living along with my content creation, which I need to start low-key kind of start doing with this podcast, because like I said, procrastination final boss, I need to set this up so that I actually have like batch created content that I can put out during my luteal and menstrual phase, which we will talk about the luteal phase in a second. So that's the menstrual phase. That's going to be the inner winter, okay? And then our follicular phase is our inner spring. So as soon as the winter's over, springtime comes, and we're like, okay, we're starting to feel a little bit better. We're like the sunlight is out again. Like we're feeling good. We're feeling like we're starting to feel more energized, right? And so it says that follicular phase is the time to come up with new ideas and achieve goals, and time to plan ahead. So this is usually the time that I like to create concepts for my content. So like I'll sit down during, I believe I'm in my ovulation right now, but during my follicular phase, that's kind of when I'll think about, okay, this is what I want to talk about on the next podcast and stuff like that. And like photo shoots, things like that. I like to focus a lot of my attention, and a lot of my social interaction, I feel like this is the way to put it. I like to schedule that around my follicular and my ovulation, because that is when you're going to feel the best, okay? Because your ovulation is your inner summer, okay? This is where you are letting your freak flag fly. You are wearing nothing, okay? You are wearing 2 quarters in a Dorito. Like, you are feeling good. Everything just, like, the whole world feels just like, oh my God, everything's just a breath of fresh air. I feel like what's that one song that was on like those Claritin D commercials? I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Like that's kind of how you're feeling during your ovulation phase. And then obviously during your ovulation phase, this is your body's natural like process to want to get pregnant. So you're going to be real horny, okay? You're going to be wanting to be jumping on anything at any given moment, all right? So be careful during your ovulation phase, because this is also the peak moment where you can get pregnant, because that is your body telling you to get pregnant. So make sure that you're being be protected, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but very least, protect yourself if you do not want to have kids, because my God, in this economy, hell no. A random child is definitely not it in this economy right now. Okay, and then our luteal phase. Okay, that is going to be the inner autumn, and the luteal phase is going to be the phase right before winter, and you're going to go back into your period. Now, here is my beef with the luteal phase. Okay, this is like PMSing, right? It is the longest phase out of everything. Okay, your period is roughly about a week long. Okay, and then you get a couple days in your follicular and a couple days in your ovulation, and then for like 2-3 weeks, luteal phase, you feel like the entire world is crumbling down. Everything is going wrong. You feel bloated. You feel gross. Everything is not what it's supposed to be doing. A lot of anxiety during this time is very normal as well, because your hormones are like constantly fluctuating. And this is something that bugs the shit out of me, is the fact that women are on a 28-day cycle where like we feel so good for like this week, like week and a half. And then it's like for the rest of the month, we just feel like absolute garbage. We're anxious. We just don't feel good. Just generally, like, we just don't, it's not a good time. I hate the luteal phase. I hate the luteal phase so fucking bad. I hate her. But the luteal phase is the longest phase, roughly about 14 days. So like I said, like two weeks. But sometimes it can go longer than that. It's the time to tie up like your loose ends from the projects that you were working on during your follicular and your ovulation phase, right? And then it also, I put in that your anxiety can start to like amp up during this time. And then did I also mention the ovulation? Batch creating content. Yeah, ovulation is going to be your shortest window, okay? This ovulation, I think lasts like 4 days, maybe less, maybe more. But for me, it's roughly about 4 days, okay? And on my Stardust app, it literally tells me exactly how long each phase is going to be for me. And I write that on my daily calendar. So I have it color-coded. And I also have my roommates too. I had her download it. So now we can see like where we are in our phases. And then my fiance can understand why we're acting crazy. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's kind of a guideline for him. And then it also, like, there's sometimes where I'm just thinking, like, there's a day where I'm like, oh my God, like, everything's just going wrong. Like, my whole life is just, it's just a joke. Like, I hate my life. I hate everything. Like, what is wrong with the world? Like, that sort of thing. And then I'm like, oh, it's the first day of my luteal phase. Got it. So I'm going to be feeling like this for 2 weeks. Great. Love that. Loving that for me. But it's just like, I feel like learning about cyclical living and learning about the different phases that your body goes throughout the month, I feel like it made life so much easier for me. And so that's why I really like to teach other women about this, or people with uteruses. I love to teach people with uteruses this topic, because it is something that truly changed my life and changed the way that I function. And I feel like it can really help you to, like, one, figure out like why you're feeling certain emotions, right? And then on the other hand, figure out when you want to get your projects done. Like if there's certain things that you do on a month, if there's certain things that you want to do like on a monthly basis, like if you do like a monthly deep clean of your kitchen or your bathroom, or you clean the oven once a month, or I don't know, like whatever you do like on a monthly basis, you can schedule those things around your follicular and ovulation phase when you're feeling that energy. Like the energy is amped up. More energy. Like you're feeling good and you want to get a lot of stuff accomplished. I literally, a couple months ago, when I was in my follicular and ovulation phase, I gutted both the kitchen cabinet, like underneath the sink, and then the utility closet that we have in here, and reorganized everything. And I just took it all out because it was just a cluttered mess. I took it all out, cleaned it out, and then made a system so that we can all, put things back in the right spots. And so that way we have a system that we can maintain. You know what I mean? And I got a label maker, and I put labels on everything. I'm a Capricorn living with 2 Libras, okay? So, I'm like, if I want it done a certain way, I'm like, I need to put, like, the labels and everything so that way they know, like, okay, this is where it has to go. And I feel like it just makes it easier for all of us, and it helps us to, like, stay a little bit cleaner, too. So, yeah, I really feel like learning about ovulation or just, like, the menstrual cycle in general, and working with your uterus rather than it working against you is great. And I have had people ask me like, oh, like what about like not menstruation, what am I saying? Menopause. Like, what about for menopause? I have not personally done the research yet on how like these things can affect you like during like the menopause stage of your life. But that is something that I am interested in learning. And if other people are interested in me talking about it, I can absolutely do that research in order for, you know, people to understand it a little bit better, because I'm not 100% sure on that, so I don't want to speak on it. But this is something that I have taught to other women, and they have utilized it, and it has helped them a lot in their lives, and it's helped me a lot. And thank you, Francesca Amber, for teaching me this, because my goodness, like, I genuinely would not be in the space that I am currently without that podcast. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but like, girl, I'm her number one fan. Like, she's just amazing. And she has such a great sense of humor too. Like, she's just really funny. She's just very like raw and real and really funny and a character. Like, and she also has a British accent too, because she's from the UK. And I feel like anytime somebody has a British accent, I'm locked in. Like, I'm listening to every single word that is coming out of your mouth. Because I just feel like people with accents are so much like more fun to listen to. Like, I've been told that I have, you know, the California accent, like a Valley girl sort of accent, but I'm like, I really don't feel like I do. But I don't know. I've lived in California my entire life, so maybe I do. But there are definitely some times where I do notice I'm like, yeah, like, yeah, no, yeah, literally, yeah, yeah, like, yeah, like, yeah, yeah, no, yeah, literally, yeah. I do that a lot. So, if I do have a California accent, I guess, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyway, let's get into our Airbuds recap, okay? I knew that this is what my recap was going to look like, okay? I talked a little bit about it last week. It is all Leve, okay? So tracks of the week are going to be From the Start by Leve, Falling Behind, Let You Break My Heart Again, which, oh my God. If that song came out when I was a teenager, would have hated to see me coming. Okay, Promise is number 4, and Silver Lining. That's her newest song that just recently came out. Oh my God. I'm obsessed. I'm literally obsessed. I feel like part of the reason why I love Leve so much, and I don't remember if I said this in my last episode, is I have a very similar vocal register to her, and I feel like I'm able to sing her songs like very easily. You know, like, I used to be a singer. I grew up singing and I was in a performing arts team and all that, and like, but I'm very out of practice and my voice cannot do what it used to do, okay? But anytime I'm singing Leve, I'm like, oh my God, like, I actually feel like a singer again. You know what I mean? I don't know. But like, just her vocal range is very similar to mine, and so I've been very like into listening to her. And I also just like love jazzy. I feel like my voice matches the jazzy sort of sound and bossa nova. Album of the week is Bewitched by Leve. And then artist of the week, Leve, Catriel, Paco Moroso again, and SOOOO. So that, I believe, is everything that I have for you guys this week. Hopefully this does not take me too long to edit and I am able to get it out the same day. We're going to keep our fingers crossed on that, all right? So hopefully you guys will be seeing this by the end of the night. But anyway, I'm beautiful, you are beautiful, we are all beautiful, and I love you so much. Have a nice day.